The craft beer industry is facing its toughest challenge yet. Over 25% of craft breweries are operating at a loss. Grain prices, they're skyrocketing. Utility costs, they're through the roof. And the market is saturated with other brewers. It's enough to make even the most passionate brewer consider hanging it up. And I hate this. But here's the truth. The breweries that are thriving aren't necessarily the ones with the deepest pockets or the fanciest equipment. They're the ones that have mastered the art and science of operating efficiently. Today, I'm going to show you how to join the ranks and transform your brewery into a lean, mean brewing machine. Before jumping into things, I'm Trip, your friendly neighborhood brewery marketing guy. Think of me as the yeast in your business strategy. I help brew pubs and brewers transform their raw power into something that gets people excited and coming back for more. And yeah, that was a fermentation joke. I'll see myself out right after I share these game-changing tips with you. Now, I'm about to share more information than you can probably fit onto the paper you've got with you, so don't worry about taking notes. Just type send in the comments below, and I'll get over to you a comprehensive PDF guide that's going to contain everything that we're going to be covering together today. The first topic I want to talk about is smart inventory management. That's really at the core, the foundation of efficiency. One of the concepts let's look at is implementing just-in-time inventory. For example, a brewery has saved $45,000 annually by optimizing grain delivery. Think about this. Of course, you've got to have some things on the shelf in the back, but everything that is sitting on those shelves, that's money sitting there. Money doing nothing but collecting dust. So putting it to work, the faster you can get that to work, the faster that money comes back to you from inventory into actually money that goes into the bank. Here's a pro tip. Start with your highest cost ingredients. Think about ways to make that just in time instead of sitting on the sidelines. A real world hack to think about? Partner up with other local breweries and split bulk purchases. That can reduce the actual cost that you're all paying. Some other inventory strategies: seasonal ingredient forecasting, meaning plan things out yearly and decide, perhaps in the wintertime, maybe you're using a little bit less hops. Adjust your orders for ingredients will go a long way. You also want to build relationships with multiple suppliers for price competition, and that will help you work one supplier against the other at times. Make sure you're paying the lowest amount you can for your inventory. Create an emergency supplier network. If you're going to do the just-in-time concept, you might get it wrong from time to time, and having folks that you know you can reach out in an emergency, it may not be the most cost-effective supplier, but you do have certain things you need to operate daily, and you've got to be able to know how you can get your hands on those things quickly if need be. Use data. If you're not tracking sales, usage of inventory, particularly the high expense inventory, you're putting yourself in jeopardy. You're setting things up where you may not have what you need. You may have inventory problems. I did that once in a business. Be perfectly honest with you, I couldn't take a check for myself and my family for 6 months because I did not have my expenses tied to it. It was my first year in business. Mistakes like that, that's part of this entrepreneurial journey. A real-world example of this: New Belgium Brewing Company, everybody knows them. They've implemented a sophisticated ERP system for just-in-time inventory. The results: they've reduced waste and improved their cash flow. I was just talking about how difficult cash flow can be. As you grow, efficiency in inventory management will always be crucial. Whether you like it or not, leveraging technology, having essentially a digital brewing assistant, could be the difference to success and failure. Modern brewery management software is out there. The right software put into your business will save you time and money. Here's a case study. A 10-barrel brew house cut 20 hours of weekly labor with better software. Some of the top things to consider: an inventory tracking system. when things come in, when they're used, and when you don't have them anymore. That helps. And the first thing that we talked about, as it relates to having your inventory, this will help you track things and reduce unnecessary expenses. Again, tying back to cash flow. Product scheduling software, that will help you understand when things need to be bought versus when things are going out onto the shelves, or in this case, in the taps. You want to keep that as small a margin as possible. QC management platforms can also assist you. I'm not going to dive into all the details on this software, but talk to the folks, find software that works. In many of my businesses, I've had enormous success finding the right software. It's reduced everything from my time on tedious tasks to better controlling money coming in and out. But don't overcomplicate things. Software could be nice and shiny and look great, but if it doesn't really help at all, it's a useless tool. Get rid of it. Another way to leverage technology is energy management systems. They monitor and optimize utility usage. Smart thermostats for fermentation control are one example. Peak and off-peak power usage plans. Peak versus off-peak power usage plans in a large facility can make a big difference over time. Quality control automation is another way where you can better produce your products and save time and money. Digital logging systems, automated testing equipment, and real-time problem detection. Sierra Nevada is an example. They've utilized an advanced brewing control system. They automate processes. It provides real-time operational data. The outcome is improved consistency, reduce their labor costs, and enhance quality control. And listen, you might not be in a situation as far as the volume that Sierra Nevada produces, but begin to understand where they are now, where you are, and what elements they've implemented that might work for you. That could be the key to you one day getting to be as big as Sierra Nevada. When you have automation and process streamlining, you work smarter, not harder. Start with the low-hanging fruit. A Michigan brewery automated canning line data coding. What did this result in? Errors went down by 98%. It freed up 15 hours of labor weekly. Some quick wins you might be able to implement: automated cleaning cycles, digital work orders, and integrating POS systems. If you've got a tap room, a POS system will give you, in many cases, up to the minute usage of your various products and understand when you actually brewed those beers, and understanding where the gap is can help you decide going forward how much you should brew and what you should brew. Resource recovery and sustainability. Hey, why not turn waste into profit? This is one of the things I really love. I think a lot of these ideas are real clever. One way to turn waste into revenue: spent grain partnerships with local farms. You can convert brewing byproducts into animal feed. Think about implementing water recycling systems, energy efficiency initiatives, heat recovery systems from the brewing process, solar panel installation. Think about incorporating that into your business, LED lighting upgrades. All these types of things will reduce either what you're spending on things or the things you've already bought. Get a better return on each and every dollar. Allagash Brewery, they've implemented a CO2 recovery system. It captures and reuses CO2 during the fermentation process. The result? Significant reduction in their carbon footprint and cost savings on CO2 purchases. That might be not something you can put in today. That could be a down the road situation. But think about ways, for instance, your local farms, establishing a relationship with them can not just return money, but it can actually lead you to having great partnerships that serve both of your businesses and the community. When you consider operational efficiency, that even goes down to staff optimization. Your team is your greatest asset. So cross-train folks. What this can do for you, it can reduce labor costs during slow periods, improve team flexibility, and create backup personnel for critical positions. Implement performance metrics. People want to know how they're doing. Establish clear KPIs, key performance indexes. Track productivity by shift. Monitor waste reduction goals. Understand how your folks are working, where their strengths are, where they may have some deficiencies, and lean into helping them improve their deficiencies. It will serve not just them, but it'll spread throughout the whole team. Financial management. Keeping your books clean is key. Think about this from a cash flow optimization standpoint. One of the ways you can help is negotiate better payment terms with your suppliers. Your suppliers need you as much as you need them. Talk with them, have a relationship, explain how working together and having some flexibility will, in the long run, be a win-win for both of you. Also, strategic timing of equipment purchases. The equipment's expensive. When you buy it compared to how the cash flow comes in over the calendar year is smart so you don't put yourself behind the eight ball. And of course, make sure you're planning for seasonal fluctuations. I mentioned before how I couldn't take a check for 6 months. That's because I didn't understand the proper flow of how money was coming in and out of that new business of mine. Consider alternate revenue streams, tap room event planning, merchandise optimization, private event hostings, contract brewing opportunities. Always look for different ways to make money and maximize things. In one of my businesses, I created a book because there was a gap in knowledge from folks, and we went forward from that. Folks needed an additional element to finish what they were doing as far as tied to what I provided them as a service. So I created an extra service out of nothing, and it became an opportunity for me because a law changed. It went from no opportunity at all to a situation where it produced a lot of revenue. Look for these opportunities because when you see them and you take advantage of them, you're going to be a winner. An example of a brewery succeeding in this, Dogfish Head Brewing. They diversified revenue streams beyond just beer production. They expanded into distilling, restaurants, and even a beer-themed hotel. Think creatively about how you leverage your brand and expertise. Find opportunities, look for them, and when you see them, grasp them. I created a whole business out of a situation. I had a little spare space, saw an opportunity because the businesses in that marketplace weren't doing well, had no knowledge about the business, used that spare space, grew into something that I was able to sell after 17 years of success. Distribution and how efficiently you do that can be a big difference between you winning and losing. When you're looking at how you distribute, if you're sending things out, look for route optimization. Evaluate your distributor partnerships. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? Does it make sense to stay with the losers? Direct-to-consumer strategies where legal can eliminate that middleman and improve your revenue and even cash flow. Look and find for packaging efficiency and sustainability. One innovative approach to all this, Stone Brewing. They opened their own distribution company. They own Stone Distribution, distributing their own beer and representing other craft brands. The outcome is they've improved their efficiency. They've got obviously much more control over distribution and an additional revenue stream. Think outside the box. There's money out there waiting for you. Next concept we'll talk about is a place that a lot of brewers who are dealing with financial problems, cash flow issues, they save in the short end, lose in the long end. Equipment maintenance. Have a preventive maintenance schedule. Make sure your equipment is serviced when it needs to be. Train your staff on basic equipment care. Build relationship with reliable repair services locally. When something goes down, if you've got somebody who knows how to fix it and they're a short drive and a phone call away, they can be worth their weight in gold. Consider leasing versus buying major equipment. Plan those types of things out. Also look at what type of tax benefits. Sometimes leasing offers tax advantages that buying doesn't. And of course, there could be situations in the opposite way. Talk with your accountant when you lay these things out. Lay them over how cash flow comes in, and then realize that keeping in equipment, even if you can get another year or two out of it, over the long haul will be a major savings. I talk about this all the time, marketing, but marketing efficiency can also have a huge impact on how your business is going to do. Leverage social media effectively. User generate content is key. I've talked about it before. When folks share your business, your beer with all their friends on social media, that's powerful and it costs you nothing. Think about collaborative marketing with other local businesses. We talked about, working with local farmers. There's a natural tie-in. Local restaurants, another natural tie-in. And you know your area better than I, of course. So look for those opportunities, enhance them. They're a bit like seeds. Cast those seeds and see what grows. And when you do look at the overall picture from a marketing standpoint, make sure your decisions are data driven. Because if you're spending money on something, your ROI, your return on investment, is a key number to have. Because if you don't know that, you don't know what's working and what doesn't. So we covered a lot here. Let's talk about some key takeaways. Every dollar saved in operations is a dollar you can invest in growing your business or crafting, that special, barrel-aged stout that you've been dreaming about making. Efficiency isn't just about cutting costs. It's about building a resilient business that can weather any storm. The most successful craft breweries aren't just making great beer. They're running smart, lean operations that maximize every dollar and every hour invested. Before you go back to brewing, I've got something special for you. When you join my email list, I'll send you a marketing evaluator. With this, depending on how you sell your beer and how much you brew, you can quickly evaluate where you should spend money on marketing and where you shouldn't. And that's for free, like so much more I give folks through my info-rich emails. Looking for more help? I've got a Facebook group. This is a new place that offers you more access to me and where you can connect with other brewers facing some of the same challenges. Places you can find the right folks to team up and support each other based on some of the stuff we've talked about in this video earlier. Want more inside tips on running a profitable brewery? Join the other craft brewers already following me for daily advice. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to check all my links in the description below, including my free resources specifically designed for you, the brewer. Remember, brewing great beer is an art, but running a successful brewery's a science. In today's market, making great beer is just the beginning. Let's work together to make your brewery not just survive, but thrive. Cheers. Here's to your success.